safely. So that's going to be cool. That's our CAT-04 rating once more. Really looking forward to this flight, and I hope you enjoy.
Welcome to the Uncertified Pilot. I'm Tim, and this is my flight simulator.
All right then. Flight plan wise, let me just again have a more close look at our flight. So currently at San Luis, the airport that we've been doing traffic patterns at in the previous episodes. We're quite familiar with this area. So what I'm suggesting going to Santa Maria is to use this southbound departure, go to Avila fix over there, and we fly the outbound radial of 126 from Morro Bay until we head over to Santa Maria. We cross that river over there, or that lake, as a visual reference point to check into Santa Maria, saying, hey, here we are inbound with the weather. And that reminds me, because it's such a short hop, we should be very quickly switching to ATIS of Santa Maria once we departed and left the airspace of San Luis, because we need that weather information code. We need to be updated on the weather on Santa Maria. When we do our initial call to Santa Maria saying, hey, we've got information Bravo or Charlie or whatever. In terms of alternate airports, well, we've got the non-towered airport Oceano here, so in case we do have some engine failures or whatever, we can easily divert here and land on Oceano, non-towered airport. We've got some restricted airspace here to the south, which shouldn't be a concern to us because we're heading right over to Santa Maria. We've got some echo airspace. Again, not much of a hindrance or anything that we need to be very careful about. Hey, W Gaming, welcome on board. Scotty, hey, welcome. This has mainly to do with weather minimums. So in those areas within that magenta fuzzy line, we need to remain more clear of clouds and have better visibility than outside of those magenta airspaces. At least this echo airspace, if I'm right, goes from... What was it already? I forgot. I think that the echo airspace here, I mean, echo airspace starts everywhere from 1200 feet AGL upwards. So even if you would be flying, well, pick any other, well, for example, here, and you would be flying above 1200 feet, then also you would be in echo airspace. And I guess that this magenta fuzzy line echo airspace depicts that echo airspace here starts from 700 feet AGL and goes upwards. So it's not really a big concern. It's just saying we need to be clear of clouds also at those lower altitudes because of departing and inbound or outbound traffic here from Santa Maria. We've got a military airway here, VR249, which we should be careful about because chances are there might be AI traffic here, or just traffic flying here on the PilotEdge network, especially going toward Santa Maria here. So yeah, we need to be very careful not to fly into that traffic. We're not flying with fly following, so that's relevant. At all times as VFR pilots, we are as pilots responsible to remain clear of traffic at all times. Anything else that we need to be concerned with? Wow, thank you, Just Alex, for donating. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Getting closer to that donation goal of that gaming chair, and we're almost there. Thank you, very much appreciated. Thanks. So anything else that we need to consider? Well, we've got some frequencies here that we're going to set once the engine is started. Fuel, well, it's going to be a very small hop, so ForeFlight is expecting a 6.6 gallon fuel burn on this trip, which is nothing, and we have plenty, so that's good. And in terms of weather, well, let's have a closer look at the METARs. As I already mentioned, VMC, at least a while ago. Yep, so here's San Luis in the green. 320 at 9 knots, 10 statute miles of visibility, few clouds at 1500. So that's the most important bit here. Thank you, Pilot Brendan, for following. Thanks. And if we move to Santa Maria, we have also VMC 300 at 4 knots, so very winds, calm conditions, 10 statute miles and clear sky, so that's good. Well, based on these meters, you could say, well, we can easily start flying, but I don't know if you guys already noticed in the background, but this cloud layer is actually moving toward the ocean, as though it seems, and you can see here on the mountain tops, the clouds are already covering those tops. So we need to be careful here. It's also good to have a look at the forecast. Even it's this small hop of this short distance flight, it's still important here to check the weather. So let's have a very quick look at the imagery, weather reports. Today's forecasts looking good. No precipitation forecast in our area. That's good. We're currently at 1900 Zulu. So this is already a dated picture showing some marginal VFR actually. Marginal VMC in our area near the coast. And I guess it has to do with the cloud layering, basing that, inferring that on what we see outside. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, marginal VMC. So that's still something that we need to be careful of. Let's move on. IFR, yeah, so there's IMC there and some fog BR, but this is for 1500 Zulu, as you can see here in the right top corner. So this is already a dated chart. This is for 1800 Zulu, so that's an hour old, and you can see there's no IMC AirMed active in our area, so that's good. Convective signals, none, and this is for valid until, yeah, about 2000, so 2000 Zulu. Then we've got ceilings, so you can see ceilings in our case, and this is valid until 1800 Zulu, yeah, so this is again a 1 hour old chart. In our area, we can expect cloud layers to be around 3000 feet or so, right? Well, yeah, 3000 feet, and near the ocean, there are perhaps around 1000 or 3000. That might be marginal VMC. Okay, so clouds, cool. This is again clouds at 2100 Zulu. You can see that the cloud layering is actually moving away from land and moving or sticking around the ocean, which is good. Satellite imagery, not much going on. Infrared. You can see just north of us and south of us, there's some more thicker clouds, but in our case, not that much. So chances are we got thin layers. The Ridge. Hey Tim, what app is that? Great video series, especially as I'm currently doing my PPL, so some handy revision. Cool, thank you. Welcome on board. I'm using the ForeFlight app, and this is an app that real-world pilots use as well for their flight planning. Which is also quite useful in the context of flight simulation, because the same applies. So I really love this app. Visibility wise, no concerns here, so that's good. Winds, this is at 3000 feet. Well, we're not going to fly that much high up because of this short flight. You can see the winds are coming from the west, heading to the east. But are very calm, so that's good. Also looking forward, let's have a closer look at what ForeFlight indicates as our general headwind or tailwind in just a few slides. So wind speeds at 9000, we don't care. Turbulence sigmats, none in our area. So these turbulence charts are not really that relevant. Icing, no icing sigmats. And if we would fly very much high up, like around 15,000 feet, we might come across freezing levels. And that's it. Okay, so back to the map. Flight plan, and we've got a winds not included. Route too short for 4,500 feet. We're not going to fly 4,500. Let's just pick 1,500. So that's going to be a 4 knot tailwind. Okay, cool. Oh, right. Well, that includes or concludes our flight briefing here and our weather briefing. So that means that we can start our flight. And that's the bit that I'm really interested in. No, I would first just have a very quick look at the taxi diagram of Santa Maria. I've never visited Santa Maria before. Taxi diagram. All right, so this is Santa Maria. Okay, so one big main runway, and we've got a smaller one. So chances are, I guess, determined by the wind direction, we're going to get 30 as a landing, as the active runway heading into the wind. So this is pretty much like San Luis, a kind of a Delta class airport, which is very, very nice. And in terms of taxiing, I guess we're going to get Alpha 6 over there, and we can taxi near the tower. There's also a fuel pump there, so that makes sense. It's also good practice, which is a little bit elaborate, but relevant, or I like it to include it. Let's have a look at the airport facility directory, airport remarks, and this is Santa Maria, right? Santa Maria, yes. Let me see. Airport remarks. Anything useful there? Birds. Yeah, so calm wind, less. Oh, sorry, I'm not using my iPad, sorry. So airport remarks, Santa Maria, birds, blah, blah, blah. Calm wind, less than 8 knots. Use runway 30. So that's a winds calm runway. Also interesting what I'm looking here to the left is there's another aircraft here has just parked or teleported here near us. Anyway, winds calm condition, no touch and go landing practice or practice inbound approaches in that time frame, doesn't really matter. Transient, blah 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 blah. No, nothing really that important over here. Okay, cool. And that concludes our briefing. So now I'm ready to go. All right. Now let's do our checks. So reset cabin, control wheel lock. Let me reset my viewpoint here. Whoop. Control wheel lock removed. Parking brakes are set. Fire extinguisher is there. Doors are closed. Windows are closed. ELT is set to auto. Cabin air is still open. Flaps are up, and they are up. Levers seem to be synced. Alternate static air is in. Fuel tanks, let's put them already to both. Cutoff is not cut off. Trim is active. A transponder is off, and this is all on. Circuit breakers are in, and this stuff is all off except for the beacon light, which is good. Then we're going to remove the pitot tube cover, bloom, and the wheel chocks. Bloop. Okie doke. Then we're going to check the internal systems first. Our flight control test. So that one goes down, that one goes up, that one goes down, that one goes up. Elevators and trim. Yep, seems to be working. And our rudders are working as well. Then we turn on the batteries like this. Landing lights on. All the lights on and pitot heat on. Let's go outside and have a look. Taxi lights are on, landing lights are on, position lights, strobe lights, other wingtip work as well. Beacon light is working. Then this weird view that I should change, but I haven't, is on. And stall horn and the pitot tube. And it is warm. Good. So landing lights off, blah, 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 except for beacon and pitot heat off. Then we move on to the right, avionics on, bleep, full illumination. And the beep, that's good, then flaps down. They go down and they go down in sync. Great. Let's test the transponder here, seems to look good. This is all set ground. We're going to sign into that very, very soon, or tune our frequencies very, very soon. Annunciator panel is working, and everything seems to be synced as well. We've got enough fuel, at least based on the fuel gauge. And all the circuit breakers are still in.
1 for Romeo, contact departure.
let's just switch a frequency here because otherwise we get distracted. And avionics off and batteries off. Okay, that includes the internal bit. So now we can do the external walkaround. Shift 8. No obstructions here, so we pretend that the pitot tube is clear. Unobstructed package door is closed, tie down is removed. Oh yeah, once more guys, check out the uncertifiedpilot.com website blog because I have made a PDF of the exterior walkaround. It's a cheat sheet, so all the pictures of possible broken parts here I have compiled into one PDF, which to me seems very educational, so you know what to look for, because these pictures are actually quite detailed. Also, some of the broken variances of these pictures are very specific and, well, very subtle. So that's a free download on the uncertifiedpilot.com. Hey Claude, welcome, and thanks for the good luck on the CAT-04. All right, so again, let's have a closer look. All the screws, all the bolts, also everything seems to be just fine. Good connecting rod, looks good. No, that's too quick. Trim tab, there's a wiggle there. All right, a wiggle of the flaps. Seem to be connected just fine. Wingtip, ailerons look good. Tie down is removed. Wheels, no wear and tear. Sump, good color and no contamination there. Let's check the fuel. Enough gallons confirms what we saw on the fuel gauge. Oil, enough and good color. Fuel sump here, good color, no contamination. Prop, propeller blades look good. Intakes are clear. Static port is clear. Other wing tank, enough gallons and confirmed. No contamination there, good color. No wear and tear. Tie down is removed. Fuel vent is clear. Ailerons connected. We already checked with the flight control check, but still it's good to make sure, because I think in an intermediate broken state these ailerons would still show some deflection. Yeah, still doing a flight control test, and these exterior walk-around inspections are needed, I guess. Wiggle, and the flaps here seem to be connected as well. All right, no reason to visit the maintenance hangar. We've got a healthy Cessna here. Still looking at that weather. Oh, there's some blue skies here. So there was just one, some very local area here. Interesting. Really looking forward, guys, to make that flight to Santa Maria while dodging these cloud layers. It's going to be interesting, I guess. Perhaps we're going to overfly them or underfly them. We're going to see. All right, so seat belts fastened. Door closed and locked. Boom, there we are. So briefing once more. From San Luis to Santa Maria, we're going to pick 1500 feet, doesn't really matter. We're not going to fly over 3000 feet AGL, so we can pick our own altitudes. Still need to be careful of terrain. There is some terrain on this side, to the south of San Luis here. But well, doesn't really matter. We've got an airway we need to be careful of. And what we're going to do is we fly to Avila, and we're going to pick that outbound radial 126 from Morro Bay southbound until we hit that water, and check in with Santa Maria and say, here we are. And we need to be reminded, or we need to remind ourselves to get that ATIS, right? So as soon as we departed southbound and we leave the airspace of San Luis, change our ATIS frequency to that of Santa Maria, so we know the current weather, the weather information code that we can use to say hi to Santa Maria. And that's about it. I'm going to expect a left hand downwind departure from San Luis and 29, considering the winds, but we're going to check ATIS soon. And that's about it. Very nice short flight. I love these flights. I would do these all the time if I wanted. And actually, I am doing those flights, although I'm also looking forward to the other CAT ratings as well to keep raising the bar on the stuff that I need to practice and get a hold of. For example, flight following and crossing class C airspaces and departing a Bravo class airport. I mean, wow, all the other CAT ratings, VFR CAT ratings that are coming up will be quite challenging, and I'm really looking forward on practicing those. Okay, so that is that briefing. Guys, if you're sitting comfortable as passengers, get something to drink or something to eat because we are going to start the engines very, very soon. Parking brakes release. Let's see if our brakes feel firm. They do feel firm. Fuel tanks are set to both, and circuit breakers are in. Anything else here that I need to? Headlights. No, that's about it. Cool. Okay, and we are currently on the north side here of San Luis. So runway 29 is over there. So we're gonna probably follow this guy all the way here to the taxiway on Alpha and head over to 29. Okay. All right, parking brakes are still set. So let's start the engine. Batteries on. Fuel pump on. Mixture full in. Watch that fuel flow. And cut off. Throttle in. That's about it. Make sure that no one is walking here in front of us. Doesn't seem like it, so clear prop. Mixture full in. 1200. There comes the oil pressure. Almost in the green. Generator on. Avionics on. Flaps up. Transponder to altitude mode C. Verified 1200. Verified. Virtual headphones on. And ADIS is still set on San Luis. Let's have a listen.
San Luis Airport information. Go back 2006 Zulu. Wind 276 at 10. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition. Few clouds at 2000. Temperature 2.13. Altimeter 3010. Visual. Runway 29er in use. Landing and departing runway 29er. VFR aircraft. Steady direction of flight. All aircraft read back short instructions.
You have Quebec.
Controller on initial contact. You have Quebec.
All right. Quebec, we have 2,000 feet, I heard. Cloud layer, so that's okay. One thing that we need to be very aware of is that we need to remain clear of clouds when clouds are on top of us, leaving a space of about 500 feet between us and the cloud layer. So that means that we need to fly on around, I need to lean for ground operations, forgot about that. 1,500 feet max, right? If we're gonna underfly those clouds. So that's something that we need to be careful of. Or we can just overfly them and go to 4,000 feet, but that seems a little bit silly for such a short flight. So I would rather just go underneath that cloud layer. Well, we have to take a look there once we have departed San Luis. Okay, so frequencies. First off, we've got Morro Bay, and that is 112.4. 112.4 is still set. I can see the nav1 active, and we've got a radial of 126. Outbound 126. Other frequencies we need, we gonna get the ADIS of Santa Maria, so we can very easily swap frequencies, and that is 121.15. So come to 121.15. Okay, that is set. Cool. And what else do we need? We've got our frequency is now currently set on tower. Set that to ground, 121.6. And we are currently, let me check for San Luis once more. San Luis, details, taxi diagram. We are currently parked over there. So what I'm expecting via Alpha to 29. So very short, quick taxi.
So star 355A3, holding short 29 on the run up, ready to go Wi-Fi.
Okay. Hey Marco, welcome on board.
Tower. Wind 310 at 9er, runway 29 clip takeoff.
29 clip takeoff, up 3.
This is all set to 9, that's good, and our heading indicator is synced with the magnetic compass. This is also set, so yeah, our engine is started. We are ready to ask the tower to taxi. We've got Quebec. And we are doing the CAT rating, CAT-04 rating. Southbound departure. Alright. Sky prop tilting the mic.
Cook 10688.
North ramp.
Circle approach, squawk 1313
Quebec.
Ida.
Southbound departure, CAT-04 rating. Waiting for a gap here to transmit. San Luis ground, good day, Skyhawk Papa Hotel Tango in your mic on the north ramp with information Quebec for a southbound departure. We'd like to do our CAT-04 rating if that's possible.
Cook 10688, radar contact 6 miles north of Van
Stepped
Nuys
on.
VOR. Burbank, altimeter 3007. Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, San Luis grounds, runway 29er taxi Alpha.
Runway 29er via Alpha for Papa Hotel Tango Mike.
Navajo 583, contact departure.
Okay, she was quite knowledgeable of that transmission of mine.
Romeo contact point, we
Okay.
approach 124.7.
Parking brakes released. Test brakes are working. Make that turn to the right, and we see that our turn indicator is working,
Navajo
step indicator is working,
35583,
heading indicator is
departure,
working,
radar contact, climb maintain 3000, reaching
attitude
5000,
indicator
turn left
is
direct submarket.
stable. And there we go. So this should be Alpha. In the black there. Yeah, it is. Okay, no one is...
So take a 5914 Romeo, point view approach, altimeter 3007. Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, say aircraft type.
We're a Cessna Skyhawk for Papa Hotel Tango Mike.
Thank you.
Okay. Around 900 RPM. Gives us a kind of like a steady taxi speed. So far, so good. Well, we've got some winds coming from the tail. Around the tail, so no need to do any wind correction here. Blue skies, so southbound departure, so that means I guess we're going to get a left downwind departure. And we're going to head up to 1500 feet max. Or at least considering those clouds. Perhaps those clouds are already around Santa Maria and we're just fine, but we need to remain clear of clouds, which is interesting. And if the cloud layers are too low, I guess, as a plan B kind of contingency plan around Santa Maria, we should just circle around, I guess, or just cancel our intentions. Or let the tower know that we're not doing our CAT-04 rating because of clouds. But I guess it's just VMC and we are just fine to head over to Santa Maria. Still, engine is looking good. Everything is set. There's the run-up area.
Epic 41 Papa to maintain 14,000.
Alright. Making that turn. If the winds are coming from the west, put that nose into the wind because that adds to the cooling of the engine while we're standing still and doing a run-up. Can we do the run-up? We can, because our engine temperature, oil temperature, is already in the green. So mixture full in. Love that sound of the A2A 172 1800. No annunciator messages. Oil pressure stable. Instruments are stable. Mag check. Left. Back to both. Right. Looks good. Back to both. Landing lights on to see if those if the generator is working. A small dip and it charges again. So that's good.
Again.
Full idle. Again, oil pressure is still in the green.
5,
No annunciator messages. Engine is still running. Very good. Back to 1000. Awesome. Final flight control test. Down, up, down, up. That is the elevators. Also very much like this little detail. Now that the engine is on, pulling on the yoke or using the elevators then makes the airplane wiggle. And that's because there's air flow, right, from the propellers going underneath the elevator. So that's interesting. Just a nice detail. All right, ready to go.
Santa Maria ground. Beach 927 Charlie Foxtrot is at the west ramp for northeast departure.
927 Charlie Foxtrot, Santa Maria grounds, runway 30, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 20 at Alpha.
Runway 30, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 2 at Alpha.
Switching to tower.
November 927 Charlie Foxtrot.
San Luis Tower, Skyhawk, Papa Hotel, Tango, Indy Mike is holding short 29 for a southbound departure.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, San Luis Tower, course approved, 128.010, runway 29, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 29, southbound departure, Papa Hotel Tango Mike. Okay. Windows closed. Whoop. Mixtures full and lights are full on. No one is on final. And no one is on the runway. Okay, here we go. Again, I should have briefed also the rejected takeoff procedure.
Papa is going to maintain 12,000. Contact circle approach 134.9.
All right, here we go, guys.
Correction, 134.9.
CAT-04 rating. Full power. Dancing on the rudder pedals here to stay on track. Engine is in the green. Airspeed's alive. 50. 60, and there we go. Now in this case, when we got an engine out, I should still land. There's plenty of room here. Still there's enough room to make the runway, but now it's getting a little bit...
Epic 3141 Papa circle approach. Los Angeles.
Yeah, so from this point on, when we get an engine out, we cannot make a left or right turn anymore to make the airfield. So then we should pick an area here in front of us and do a crash landing. Pushing on that yoke, so doing some trimming here. It's 500 feet. No one is to the left of us. Keeping that speed around 80. There comes traffic pattern altitude, it's 1200. Enough spacing between the terrain and the clouds, as though it seems. So this is a nice crosswind departure. Reducing my throttle so that the fuel flow needle gets into the green there. And I'm continuing my climb, keeping my landing lights on still. There we go. Such nice textures. Beautiful. Alright, so the next thing that we need to do is check in with ATIS for Santa Maria to get that weather information. But not yet, because we're very close to San Luis. We're still in that airspace, so I'm continuing my climb, currently at 1500 feet. Which is fine. Thank you for following, Pro Ninja. Thank you. Welcome on board. Nice reflections there. I mean, I'm still getting used to those. In my with my previous PC build, I wasn't able to fly with those reflections on and still get smooth frame rate. So I'm still very much enjoying my new PC here. Okay, reducing my throttle a little bit more, around 2100, and leaning a bit to get that EGT nicely high up. Trimming a bit, so around 2000 seems to be a nice altitude. Now we don't need to request a transition of frequencies or a switch of frequencies with the tower. The tower can say, well, frequency change approved, but most of the time on PilotEdge it's just on your own accord. So you can just switch when you have left the airspace, and in our case that would be, well, once we reach the coast, right? So there we go. Again, a little bit more trimming. So clear of those clouds. I'm not at all watching the needle, but now I am, and I'm still in time. As you can see, the needle of the Nav1 comes close. Let's make that turn. Obviously, we've got a visual reference of Oceano Airport over there, which is a bit of a concern I'm thinking about right now, because at this altitude we're not that much high up to cross the traffic pattern altitude. But I guess it's the safest just to directly overfly the airfield. So let's make sure that we really hit that 2000 feet, I guess. That makes sense. Oceano would be over there. Some scenery loading. As you can see here, there's Oceano. What we could do is switch to the CDEF frequency, but because we don't have any intentions here, well, we could. I'd rather stick to the frequencies here to San Luis, but we're gonna switch to tower. I guess that's better. 118.3. Come 118.3. Switched, and ground would be, how are we flying, guys? Still okay. Details, frequencies, ground 121.9, 121.9.
Epic 41 Papa Catholic Circle Approach 128.1.
Whoa, that's too much nose up. Still directly going to Oceano here, just overfly it. Be careful of any traffic.
Epic 3141 Papa Circle Approach.
And let's sign in with 8 is of Santa Maria.
Approach.
Santa Maria Airport information, Victor 2022 Zulu, wind 292 and 9er, visibility 8, sky condition 3100 scattered,
good.
temperature 2.1.
Alright, thank you for following, Prepar3D. Welcome on board. Okay, so that's our frequency. Still have my landing lights on, which is okay. And we are nicely on that needle, which is good. We've got a runway 30, so let's set the heading mark already to 30. Got a nice speed going. AGT is nicely high up. Engine is in the green.
Turn left, heading 090 vector.
And I don't see any other traffic nearby. Thank you guys for following. Very encouraging. Jaggets. Thanks. What scenery, guys. Wow, this is so cool. Leaving that needle. Just having a look here at my map to see on what time I need to check in. Well, we could already check in with Santa Maria and say here we are. Let's do that. It should be around 15 or 10 nautical miles from the airport. So rather than using that lake as a reference point, I can do it a bit more early. So 118.3, that's verified, right? Yeah, that's verified. 2000, we have Quebec. No, Victor. Vector. And inbound for a full stop. Alright, well, here we go. Santa Maria Tower, Sky Hotel Tango, and Mike is around 10 miles northwest at 2000 feet inbound for a full stop. We have Victor.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike Santa Maria Tower, enter right, downwind, runway 30 right, report midfield.
We'll enter right downwind 30 and we'll report midfield for Papa Hotel Tango Mike. Very cool. Okay.
Sierra Tango 14 Romeo contact circle.
Now let's stick to that needle. And let's look for the airport. What nice cloud textures. Very cool. Still, I don't have the airport in sight, so our speed is fine, I guess. A little bit more to the left here. Really like to catch that needle.
Saratoga 5, Nether 14 Romeo, so Calvert, Los Angeles altimeter 3007.
Ground is 121.9, yeah, that's correct. Just verifying my frequencies here. Well, visibility has worsened a bit. That needle is creeping in. Right downwind, right? Right downwind 30. Alright. Oh, the visibility is getting worse and worse. Interesting. Keeping my landing lights on and my strobe lights on. Well, strobe lights should always be on when you're airborne. Alright, let's concentrate here. So right downwind, guys. So that means 30 is over there, right? This is 30. So right downwind would be this leg, right? So I can just continue my inbound leg here. Right, and then make another right turn and enter that base for 30. But I would very much like to spot Santa Maria right now. Aircraft to the left. Very nice textures. Also nice cloud textures here on the ground, or cloud shadows, I mean. This is so cool. On the needle. Still, I haven't seen that lake or that rivery thing. So, I mean, that bit. Perhaps that's this. I think that's this texture.
One Papa, turn left heading 360.
And again, what I should have done is also used elapsed time, because now I'm just following this outbound radial and I have no idea how long I should wait.
Epic Full and Papa, as you turn, traffic will be passing through your 10 o'clock, moving your 12 o'clock and 2.5 miles southwestbound.
I'm going to reduce my speed a bit because I have this feeling that we're getting close. What's the airport elevation? It is 261. Yeah, so that's well, pretty much the same as San Luis. I'm going to go Mixture Ridge here.
Beach 927 Charlie Foxtrot is ready for departure, runway 30.
30. Someone at Santa Maria.
Renata 27 Charlie Foxtrot, Santa Maria Tower, and course approved, wind 3009, runway 30, clear for takeoff.
Alright, so we got some traffic, outbound traffic here.
Clear for takeoff, beach 927 Charlie Foxtrot.
Okay, so you see some city textures here. So again, using visual reference points. Airport is to the south of that. Somewhere around there. So still makes sense. No need to climb that much. Ah, I see some textures over there. And that might just be 30. Or isn't it? Still I'm on that radial. Well, it could be. I'm also very good in mistaking a particular airport or visual reference point with another, and then changing my entire heading and altitude and stuff, and messing things up. Oh no, I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. It is the runway 30. Very good. So 40-degree entry, and we need to descend to traffic pattern altitude. So that's 1200 feet, or the 261 feet is the airport elevation. So add 1000 feet AGL on top of that, and we got
1 Papa flight heading 020 to
1300 feet. It's going to be our traffic pattern altitude, and we got a departing aircraft as I just listened.
Saratoga 5912 correction. Saratoga 15. Sorry, Saratoga 5914 Romeo. Contact circle approach 127.4.
And it shouldn't be a concern to us because we're nicely here on the north side of the airport.
GAG 688 traffic just to the left of your 12 o'clock, mile and a half northeastbound altitude indicates 4,200. Appears to be climbing.
No, that's not us. All right. There we are.
Saratoga 5914 Romeo, Circle approach Catalina altimeter 30.
Need to report midfield here. That's what the controller asked us to do. 100 knots.
Traffic is joining the right downwind from the northwest. If you got him in sight, frequency change is proved.
Turning downwind. Keep that speed in. Trimming down for the flaps.
Think of India Mike. I have you in sight now, runway 30, clear to land with 3009er.
Clear to land 30 for Papa Delta Mike, thanks. Very proactive controller, also with the previous episode, which was nice.
I'm on the ground, hello, Golf Whiskey Alpha Romeo Hotel is on the ground in front of the tower.
Alright, 1300 feet, that's traffic pattern altitude, keep that speed around 80 plus. Look at this haze, guys. Looks so real.
For Romeo, clear to John Wayne Airport via heading 070.
Nice airport here. You can see the tower already. We can see that taxiway they would like to catch. You can see the fuel tanks over there. I don't know if you guys can see. Very good. Mixture full in. Still lights are on. We're ready to go.
Another aircraft calling with request. Say again.
Skull Whiskey Alpha Romeo Hotel is on the ground in Almani.
Trimming down.
We have information Bravo. Request taxi runway 19er for VFR departure.
Engine is still looking good.
Whiskey Alpha Romeo Hotel, El Monte Tower, correction El Monte.
Starting our descent.
Alpha Bravo.
The Alpha Bravo to runway 19er. Golf Whiskey Alpha Romeo Hotel.
Already starts at the end of the downwind leg.
36901 913 is over at the Condor ramp. We'd like to pick up VFR with advisories to Camarillo.
Nicely standard rate turn. Keep that speed. Good. There comes the heading bug for base.
36913, Van Nuys clearance, departure frequency 134.2.
Get that needle speed indication in the wide band.
134.2.
There it is. Second notch of flaps.
9013.
Two wides.
9013, be back, correct, say aircraft type.
We're already clear to
Yes,
land.
ma'am,
Lights
North
are on.
American
Keep that airspeed. There we go. A little bit too early of a turn.
Thank you. And do you have a requested cruise altitude?
We'd like 4,500, please.
Roger.
Yeah, Claude, I agree. He's using a megaphone, that other pilot. Really large echo there. I do like the guys on PilotEdge that are using or adding some noise to their voices or their some kind of a microphone or voice transformation kind of algorithm, which sounds more real. And I know that PilotEdge is actually working on technology integrated in the PilotEdge receiver that makes your sound or makes your voice sound like more scratchy. Pilot-like.
Correction, Texan 36913.
Okay, taxiway. This taxiway would be nice to catch, so that we are very quickly off of the runway. Pulling on that yoke, so it's more Nose up.
There are another
Trim
27 Charlie Foxtrot,
around
Santa Barbara
60
approach,
knots.
2121 ident.
There we go, guys. All right. Align with the runway. Slow and easy. There we go. Nose up. Throttle back. Nose up, 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 nose up. Not bad. Flaps up. There's our taxiway. Keep speed in. A little bit more power even here to expedite that exit. Alpha 6, remember that?
Santa Barbara altimeter 3006.
There we go. Thank you guys for hosting. Alpha 6. Alright, there's the threshold line. Pull back on the throttle.
Epic 41, Papa, 4.5 miles from Snake, maintain 3000 until established.
And back to 1000.
Right approach.
And lean for ground. We switch to, no, we stick with tower. Always confuses me. Let's check in. Santa Maria Tower, Skyhawk, Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike is clear runway 30 at Alpha 6, ready to taxi to the ramp.
Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike, taxi to Park via Alpha District, 0 pass for the CAT-04.
Thank you for the pass, and we'll taxi via Alpha to the tower, Papa Hotel Tango Mike. Yes! Alright! Not bad at all! At least in my opinion. Very smooth. Considerate of many things, weather. This is getting interesting, guys. As a flight simulation pilot, I'm gonna taxi to this side. Bad Turbulent, thank you. Thank you. Alright. We've got some airplanes over there. I guess this means that we're now in a non-movement area, so we can do whatever. We don't need to request any taxi instructions here. This is not a very smart move. I thought I could just taxi behind that fuel tank. But we cannot. There's a fence. So where are we going to park?
Saratoga 5914 Romeo Circle approach John Wayne altimeter 3006 is to maintain 5005 weather approach quest.
Let me see. Where can we park? What's a cute parking spot? That is going to be a hard turn.
Saratoga 14 Romeo.
Well, we can just make a turn here near the hangar. Make a 180 turn.
Epic 41 Papa, attack John Wayne Tower 126.
There we go, 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 there we go. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
583, contact point view approach 124.7.
Great. Park and brakes. Set. Let's go off the radar. Let's switch the frequencies so we're not getting annoyed by the PilotEdge controllers when we start up. And then avionics off first to prevent that electrical power surge, and then cut off on the mixture. There we are. Magnetos off, generator off, batteries off, fuel tank to either side, control wheel lock, and open the door. The seat belts released, and let's put on the pitot tube cover and also the wheel chocks. And that is it. CAT-04 rating. Bang. Thank you, guys. Ha! CAT-04. Pretty well. Went pretty well. Was there anything not going well? Let me just think. So departure, taxi instructions went well. Clouds. Entry was good. Stick to that radial, had some visual reference points. Oh yeah, I didn't use elapsed time as a third dimension to proper navigation. That's what I should have done. So I should have used the Morobay VOR, which I did, which was good. I used visual reference points in combination with that, which is good. I did, but I didn't use elapsed time, and that meant that at one particular time, when I will review this video soon, you saw me searching for Santa Maria Airport, and if I knew on what time, around what time I should be able to spot it, then that would give me more assurance to confirm that I'm heading into the right direction and I'm still on track. So yeah, once more, elapsed time. It's not part of my system yet, which I should have used. But anything else? Nice approach, nice entry, a good speed management, good engine management. I forgot to lean in ground operations when I did my startup, my engine start. So I was already busy turning on the avionics while I should have, and skip the levers. What I should actually have done is lean here for ground, which I forgot. Not a big thing, but it's not the flow that I would like to memorize. And ATC went pretty well. Yeah, I'm very pleased. Really making progress, which is a nice feeling. I mean, I'm in a completely different league than when I started this channel, which is exactly the whole goal of this particular channel. Guys, all right, that's the CAT-04 rating. What is the CAT-05 rating? Because that's next. Bloop. CAT ratings. Oh, we already had the CAT ratings. CAT-04, Class D to Class D. That's what we did just today. Flight following is going to be next. Woohoo! So, to me, flight following feels like playing to be an IFR pilot while still being VFR. I mean, you're chatting a little bit more with ADC. That's a nice flight. Oh, it's a flight from Santa Maria all the way to Bakersfield? Yeah, Bakersfield. Awesome. Review radio combination, learn how to do VFR traffic advisory services while airborne. Nice. Santa Barbara approach. Okay, this is some detailed information that I need to review. But let me just hop back to ForeFlight here. Map. So yeah, there's Santa Maria and there is Bakersfield. All right, yeah, so this is a flight that we're kind of familiar with. I've already flown to Bakersfield many times before. So that's cool. We got some terrain there, which is interesting. We got some radio navigation that we can work on. We can work on that elapsed time dimension to navigation. That is interesting while working with flight following. Interesting. And guys, tomorrow I will fly again, right? Tuesday on 7:30 each week, Amsterdam time. That's my regular fixed time of streaming, and all the other free time that I have, I use to fly as well, like today or yesterday. So tomorrow I have some free time to do my CAT-05 rating. Really making progress here. So I hope you will join me and jump aboard as well to see how I will do. Passing for the CAT-05 rating. It's going to be very interesting, I think. Still, I do not feel that that is my limit, though. Also, this particular flight, I think it already showed in terms of my flight decision making and my flight skills here. I feel pretty confident doing these flights, which is a very good thing. So I really gained these experiences during the previous episodes, starting from scratch. So that's very good. I already did a few flights with flight following on X-Plane, I believe, in one of the previous episodes. So I'm already a bit familiar with how to do that. But then stuff gets more interesting, I think, and I will venture into other training or skills or stuff that I'm not familiar with. So CAT-06 rating, Class D to Class D with flight following from the ground. Doesn't seem to be that different. So that's from Bakersfield then. Oh, right. So with the CAT-5, we use flight following, but we ask for flight following while we're in the air. I never done that before, by the way. I usually always request for flight following while on the ground. So then CAT-6 wouldn't be that interesting or that challenging as well, I believe. But then CAT-7, a class Charlie transition. Never done a transition. I did fly from or two Class C airports before in Flight Sim, but not transitioned one, so that's interesting. Class C departure and arrival, I'm a bit familiar with that, it's getting more complex. And then Class B flyways, completely new to that. Class B published transitions, completely new. And Class B departure and arrival, interesting. With the Cessna departing from Los Angeles International Airport. It's going to be awesome. Interesting. Okay, guys, so this concludes episode 46, the CAT-4 rating. I passed, and I'm really proud. Also excited just to see my progress here in Flight Sim. Really on track here. So I'm kind of proud, really. And I hope you can spot that progress too, if you're, especially when you're a consistent viewer on YouTube or here on Twitch, and you are following me along in my journey to become as close or as much a instrument rated flight simulator pilot as possible, then this is something that I really need to celebrate here. I'm really excited. Thank you, viewers, and thank you for all the congratulations, guys, on the chat. Thank you for jumping on board and being my passenger. This concludes episode 46 up to 47 tomorrow when I will do my CAT-5 rating. I hope you will jump on board too and see whether I will pass. I think so. We'll have to see. Guys, bye.
Welcome to the Uncertified Pilot. I'm Tim, and this is my flight simulator.